I want me some glory hole.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Welcome to the Football Glory Hole Podcast. We're listening on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spreaker. Watch us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Instagram, live and recorded any way you can afford it, baby. We thank each and every Glory Hole Seek for tuning in this week. I'm Football Seek's time joined here as always by my good buddy Longhorn. Longhorn, we are here. It's the off season. It is Longhorns time to shine, baby. We're gonna go
draft season.
Draft season. All right, we're gonna do some fun things here. We're gonna break this down a little bit. We don't know exactly how many teams we'll get through, but
what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix the Redskins and we're gonna send Buffalo to the Super Bowl. That's what we're doing today.
That's what we're doing today. We're gonna fix the Redskins and send Buffalo to the Super Bowl. Now, Longhorn is our draft expert. I depend on him for all things player personnel wise. However, I do hear things to the grapevine, Longhorn. I did hear a rumor today, a pretty nasty one. It seems that you and I, yet again, are being pegged to go undrafted. I don't like it. I don't think it's fair. I think we've been railroaded out of this league. But whatever, man. Shit happens, and I guess we're gonna have to move on. We keep putting in the work year after year. One of these years, buddy, it's gonna be our year. We're gonna get our name called. One of us is gonna get their name called. So.
I've been red flagged for too pretty to play in the NFL, so I'll never get to go. It's a everlasting red flag for me. So
you full of shit. You understand that? You full of shit.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the Redskins now. I'd like Longhorn to kind of read over some of the recent history of the Redskins. Okay. I don't know why they've been so unsuccessful with how good they've been drafting just in the first round alone.
Dominating.
I'm going to read this list of names, Longhorn. As I read them, maybe you could give us like a grade or something. Tell how many all pros they've, got, Pro Bowls, obviously.
That part will be easy. That part will be real easy.
Well, let's just go with the last 5 years. So in 2021, they drafted
the last 5 years of the Washington Redskins / Commandos first round draft picks.
So these should be the best of the best of what they have to offer their fan base. In 2021, they drafted Jamin Davis, linebacker out of Kentucky. Now, obviously, perennial All-Pro Longhorn. What's his grades looking like?
Well, Jamaican Davis, unfortunately, has found himself out of the league. He did play 16 snaps last year. I bet they were the best 16 snaps that he's ever played in his life. Unfortunately, PFF does not agree because they graded him at 41.6 in those 16 snaps. Now, you get about...
Nobody can know that.
You get about...
Some guy that's watching every play...
For those of you who don't know, you get about 60 to 80 snaps on each side of the ball in a game, and he played 16 snaps the entire year. So he's working his way out of the league. That was a first-round draft pick, and I guess 5 years ago. So he gone.
Okay, so we missed on that. Let's move on, though. Whatever.
It might get better.
2022, they drafted Jahan Dotson, wide receiver out of Penn State, 16th overall. He had to be a winner, Long. I mean, he led the league in touchdowns last year, right? Something like that.
Well, he did actually. Didn't he catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles that got overruled because he put a toe out of bounds or something? I don't know. Last year, he played 438 snaps, graded out at 54.1, which is very much replacement level, and he's not even a starter. He's a third, fourth.
But he did that for the Redskins, though, right? He's still playing for the Redskins?
No. He's played for. Actually, I think it's only 2 teams. I have to look that up, but I think Philly traded for him from the Redskins, and he's kind of stuck there. I'd have to go to the depth chart to see if he's actually on that Philadelphia depth chart wide receiver roster, but not good. It's not good. Clearly no Pro Bowls. He never cracked really the starting lineup for even the Redskins. I think they forced him in there because why wouldn't you? It just never worked out for Jahan Dotson. Small and not Devontae Smith worked out as a small receiver. There's been plenty of small receivers that worked out. For whatever reason, the Redskins didn't work out. TCU, by the way. That was the other Dotson.
That's the other Dotson.
Stay away from the Dotson here. Okay, if you're a Redskins fan and you see the name Dotson or any variation of that, just run. It's not going to go well.
All right, let's move on to 2020. That's old shit. Let's move on to 2020. It's only like 3 years ago. Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback out of Mississippi State, also 16th overall. He's got to be kicking ass for him, right?
He no longer plays for them. Flamed out for the Redskins. Got cut, or I think it was just a straight cut, and the LA Rams picked him up for basically nothing. Ended up playing 814 snaps last year for the Rams as a third type nickel cornerback, and didn't grade out very, very high, 53.8. But there for a time, the Rams were dealing with a lot of injuries in the secondary during the year, and he kind of filled a needed role for them, And this is a team that probably was the best team in football, easily could have won the Super Bowl. And this is a good lesson for people. You don't have to have 22 starters that all grade out in the 70s and 80s. First of all, you're just not going to. So you can have serviceable rotation players that grade out into the 50s. But if they give you 814 snaps, that's 900, 1,000 snaps is what you're going to get for a starter in a season. So even though he graded out low, that is by far the best one so far. Unfortunately, the Redskins could not figure out how to get 814 snaps out of him.
Well, to be fair, the Redskins defense has been so dominant. I don't know how you fit a guy in the 50s on the field. Let's be honest.
I think that was the Kansas City draft because we go to the drafts. We go to the drafts every year now. Both of us, we've been to this. We're going to Pittsburgh here in a month, and it's starting to get to the point now where I remember.
It was Kansas City.
Okay, good because I remember like the first round people on the cities we're at because I just remember the reaction that we might have in the sports bar, and I'm starting to like associate names with the cities that we're at when they get drafted, which is kind of cool.
That is cool. All right, well, so 3 players, none of them still with the Redskins. That has to be a new league record.
0 for 3.
I'll just spoil the fun here. They of the last 5 drafts, they have the least amount of people remaining on their team that they drafted in the first round in the entire league. So, but we're about to get to 2 of them.
Even worse than Cleveland.
All
right.
But 2024 second overall, Jaden Daniels obviously lit the league on fire as a rookie. Last year, another injury-plagued season. He's very tiny. He's been injured throughout college, throughout the pros so far. I don't know how he graded out. I'll give him a pass whatever he graded out on last year. It didn't work out for him. It was a mess. This year, though, Longhorn, I know you're going to get to this, but this has got to be the hit year for him. He's got to stay healthy, first of all.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's got to have a bounce-back performance because he wasn't good last year. And when he did play, he wasn't good.
Well, he graded out 74.9, which you're right. Like for quarterbacks, their scale runs a little higher. I bet if I pulled up his rookie season grade, I bet it was in the high 80s. So yes, not good for a high-end quarterback, but not horrible. Only 405 snaps. Obviously, you talked about the injuries, but we're gonna fix them when we get to the draft part of the section of this podcast. We're gonna put some support around Mr. Daniels because this is their hope. Like if he doesn't work, it's already a fucked franchise. Could it possibly get worse? Yeah, it can get worse because Daniels can fucking get hurt again, and now you're back to square one. So let's get some help around him, and we'll do that when we get to the draft portion of it.
All right, last but not least, last year's pick. Too early to make any kind of consequential calls on him, but it was Josh Conley Jr., 29th overall tackle out of Oregon. He did at least start for them. He is still on the roster. So that's positive that he didn't get cut after his fucking rookie year.
We got a low bar here. We're going
with
real
this
low.
Franchise,
True.
That's
Fair
not
point.
out of the fucking question.
So Connerly, 1,054 snaps. So literally, he probably took every snap possible for them. So that's a great start. Graded out at a 59.9. We'll just call it 60. That's really good for a rookie left tackle. That is trending to he's going to be one of the better tackles in this class, which he should have been because he was a first round draft pick. I remember talking about him in the draft previews that year. Oregon just produces good offensive linemen. It's kind of like what they do. There's another one this year that's coming out that's really good. There's nothing
but they got good offensive line.
There's nothing to not like about Connerly. So you're set. You got that one set. So and I don't know if this is a good time to pull up their depth chart so we can kind of take a look at like some of the needs, or do you want to go to the draft the mock draft that I threw together for them first? Which way do you want to go?
Let me set the table real quick on how they did overall on both sides of the ball, and that will, I think, point to the needs that you're going to get to.
Okay.
So overall on offense, actually, and I just for context, I did put a 10% garbage time filter on their offense and defense for both sides, for both teams we're going to discuss. Their success rate on offense, look, man, they were actually above average, 14th on offense and success rate. Now, they were definitely better at throwing the football, 9th in success rate at that. Mariota was better than Daniels last year, so that's just it is what it is. He was by the numbers. Now where they stunk at was running the football. 23rd in the league success rate running the ball. They had no running back, they had no offensive line. They stunk at running the football. Now on the defensive side, they stunk at everything. They were 31st in defense at success rate, second worst to only the historically bad at Cowles. If you look at where they were the worst at, 27th against the pass, 50.3% success rate. More than half the time, if you threw the ball against the Redskins, you were successful. That's not good, but they were the worst defense, the worst rush defense success rate in the league, 47.3%. That means that almost half the time you ran the ball, you were successful. You're not supposed to be successful running the football in the National Football League. Like
there's a lot of teams that build their defense like that. It's kind of some teams build their defense where they'll funnel to the run and just deal with it and then tighten up on the back end. I don't like it either.
You know who the best two teams were against the run last year?
Rams and Seattle.
Hey, what do you know? The two best teams in the fucking
Oh my God, I can't believe I got that.
Rams were number 2.
I can't believe I got that. That was awesome.
Maybe they've got the formula figured out. And
I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. I'm saying that's how some teams do it.
You're right. Some teams do believe like fuck it and let them run. Just try to stop the pass. Yeah, well, the team that just fucking ran roughshod over everybody except the Rams, which they played great games every time, they said, no, sir. They're 34.3% success rate running the ball. You're not going to run the ball on us. It means you're going to have to throw on us. Good fucking luck.
Okay, can I throw the Redskins fans a bone? Because it's not like they haven't tried. They've drafted like 19,000 first-round defensive tackles over the last 10. Like they just, I guess they haven't. We just went over their first-round draft picks over the last 5 years, and there's no DTs. But before that, it was like DT, pass rusher, DT, pass rusher. Like they tried. It didn't work.
So that's a great segue to this. I actually got some audio from inside the Redskins facility. This is their GM starting the meeting off for their draft, trying to set their draft board.
Let's analyze what's been working for us. Not a goddamn thing's been working for us.
Pretty much. That sums up the entire Redskins franchise. But there was that tiny little glimpse of hope with RG3, the tiny little glimpse of hope when Jaden Daniels came. But you're just cursed. You're cursed. I don't know. I mean, we'll fix you, but we got to overcome this curse to do it.
All right. So now I do have a recorded message from all of Redskins fandom, and this is to the front office of the Redskins and the Longhorn right now. This is their only request.
Yes, I need, bitch. I need for you to do your fucking job.
Do
We're going to do it.
fucking job and fix this team, Longhorn.
Oh, we're going to do it. And you can change the, if that is that the way you want it, that's fine. Okay, so this is their offense going into the draft, assuming that they don't make any more moves, and free agency is kind of dried up. So if they do make a move, it's not likely going to be a starter. When you look at this, I don't know how you feel about it, Bocephus, but there's some glaring holes here. Namely the receiver, running back, offensive line position. But really, how important are those three things? Receiver, running back, and offensive line. No, this is the biggest need going into this draft. We have got to surround our hopeful franchise quarterback with better than this. I like the Chig tight end signing. That's a nice sneaky little signing. He's been a decent player in his time in Tennessee.
I had to have some cream for that one time. I got Chig Okonko's on my ankles, and it was not good.
It's a good omen. It cures a lot. Now, when we're looking at the offensive line, it's not as bad as you might think, because Tunsil is what he is. He's one of the best pass blocking tackles in the league. You're not getting much else from him. He's kind of average in the rest of the game, but he's elite still at pass blocking. Connerly, we just talked about him. His upside is huge, and Sam Cosmi has proven that he's, when healthy, he's a very serviceable with still upside guard. So you got two positions you could upgrade here on the offensive line. You've got massive upgrade need at wide receiver, and of course running back. Oh, did it cut off the running back? Did I not get it?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh shit.
Who's their running back?
It's still just Brian Johnson, I believe. What's that?
It's just Bill, right? Whoever they call that Bill guy.
Well, I think they still have him, but let me pull it up.
I know they still have him, but the other guy you're talking about, I don't think he's there anymore.
Oh, I forgot. They got like basically a whole new running back core. So yes, Bill Krosky Merritt is still there, but they brought into free agency Rashad White from Tampa Bay, more of a pass catching type running back, and Jerome Ford from Cleveland, who's just a depth piece. I mean, if you build your team right, he doesn't really ever get any snaps. So let's remove
Longhorn again. They were 23rd in the league at running the ball. So they couldn't stop the run, and they couldn't run it. So.
We're gonna help them. But first, let's look at the defense, because this is where they put a lot of effort into free agency, and there's going to be a massive uptick for the Redskins on defense this year. Obviously, brought in Owe.
Can't get much worse. So.
No, you can't. Well, that's how that goes. If you're on the bottom, you go. It's only up from there. But they brought in two pass rushers. I'm just going to say his last name, Chason. I don't know how to.
Chason.
Look. I mean, we love our brothers, but they spell their names all wrong. I just talk to their mothers. Get your spellings right. Chason, a defensive end, and Owe, who got a $100 million contract coming over from the Chargers. This is going to be a massive upgrade on the pass rush. And not to mention, they brought in Tim Settle and Charles Omonihu from the Chargers.
Tim Settle's back. He's back, boys and girls.
And don't look now, but you're looking at a four-man defensive tackle rotation of Deron Payne, Kinlaw, Newton, who they drafted in the second round last year, who showed some promise. Had his rookie issues, but you got a four-man rotation there at defensive tackle that you're okay there. At pass rusher, you got a four-man rotation with Dorrance Armstrong, who was their best pass rusher last year, or at times over the last 2 years, and now he's part of a four-man rotation where he doesn't have to be the best. So it's looking better. And obviously they brought in Leo Chenal, linebacker from Kansas City. That's a sneaky, really good free agency move. This guy is like one of those just steady, under the radar linebackers, so that's going to help a lot. Nick Cross, free safety. Well, they got him at strong safety. I always thought he was free safety, but those are interchangeable now in the NFL. Good safety from Indy, and what's that last one? Oh, Meek Robinson. Hopefully you don't have to have a Meek Robinson starting. Hopefully you got someone else that can step up there. So, long way of saying this defense is going to look a lot better, and we'll see if we can fix it a little bit more in the draft that we got, Bocephus. So, much more need on the offense than defense for sure.
Well, that's good news, because again, their offense was around league average, at least from a success rate standpoint. Now, I do have another pretty cool chart. Ben Baldwin redid his whole website here. So I'll go over this and then you get into the draft. If you look at it's called offense or it's series results, basically. And they were, again, above average. Their series conversion rate, which what that does is it combines you either if you make a first down or a touchdown. So
Okay.
of all the percentage you make a first down or touchdown, 72.9%. The best in the league was LA at 79%. So again, are huge. Taking into account, you're talking about 439. And that's really what held the Redskins offense back. So if you look at the red zone numbers, they weren't bad. They didn't turn the ball over a lot. They were very successful as far as success rate and keeping drives out on offense. But where they could not fucking be helped was they had the worst defensive series rate allowed on defense. And that's for 480 series, which is almost the most in the NFL. They almost faced the most offensive possessions. 77.9% of the time, their opponents got a first down or a touchdown in the series that they were concurrently having.
It's going to be so much better. So much better.
Dallas was better. It's 77.6. And Dallas was EPA per play, one of the worst we've seen in a decade. Now, to juxtapose that to the best, which was Denver, 64.6. So 70, almost 80% to less than 65%. Worst to best. That is a huge fucking gap. Huge fucking gap. Now,
well,
you don't have to be the best to
nope.
be good. But you can't be the fucking worst. Can't be the worst. But their offense, like you said, if that's where you're going with the draft, I like it because
we're going to help it.
You said they've got a lot of help through free agency. Maybe they got not dead last. If they could come in 20th, and you can help them on offense.
We'll see how all that works out. It's hard to predict defense, anyways. But they do still have the defensive head coach. You know, you give him some pieces, and he can probably get it close to average. So, and just to explain how I did these mock drafts. These are from PFF. These are consensus ratings. Okay, so when I'm fixing the Redskins, I plug in the Redskins and I let everybody else just draft. It's just set up random based on needs and consensus rating, not just one person's rating, but consensus rating. So as we get into the draft here, let's see what the Redskins got at the top of the draft at the number 7 pick. And we got, the way this fell, couldn't help myself.
Oh, boy.
I mean, look, and I talked about how we're going to help the offense, and as you can see on the screen, we are going to help the offense. However, when Sonny Styles is sitting there, we're taking him. So again, this is just one randomized mock draft. I could have done it 10 times, and maybe Sonny Styles is only there 5 times. So you never know what's going to be there on the draft you do. But in this particular one, Sonny Styles is sitting there. We're plugging him in to that second level of the defense that I just talked about. Had all those other pieces they added. We're ready to go. We're ready to go now with the defense.
Talk about him historically and the number, because everybody knew he was good, but he went to the combine and put up historical numbers, size, weight, speed. Like, this dude is. I did not know that he was this big of an athletic just monster.
I think people knew that he was that big and athletic, but I don't think people knew quite how athletic he was. He and you probably have more updated analytics, but I've got 6'5", 244, and obviously he ran the 4.39 at the combine. So just an athletic freak. Started his career at Ohio State at safety, dropped down into the box. So this young cat is still just learning the position, and you can see that sometimes on the tape where he's gets a little bit out of position for playing linebacker, but that's okay because he's 21 years old. You're going to work with that. When you got 6'5", 240, 4.340, you're going to figure this stuff out. And he's not the Isaiah Simmons comp that I've seen people comping him to Isaiah Simmons. I don't like that at all. I get why they do it because it's similar, height, weight, speed type things. But Isaiah Simmons was not a good football player. He was just an athlete. Sonny Styles is a football player. This guy will come up and just destroy you in the run game, shooting gaps. He's got pass rush ability. I think he had 4 or 5 sacks this year. So you just love the player and you can't pass on him. But we'll get to the offense as we go. With the caveat, I will say this, Bo Stevens, there's no way in hell that the Redskins are going to go into this draft and finish this draft with only 2 picks in the top 147. Now, whether that's them trading down from 7 to accumulate more picks, or however they're going to maneuver around, but they can't have only 2 players in the top 147 picks. That's when you're trying to build a roster, that's not where you want to be.
So just to put the cap on Sonny Styles, officially 4'4'6", 43.5-inch vertical, 11'2" broad jump, marking one of the most explosive linebacker performances in NFL history.
Yeah.
43.5 is the highest for any player 6'4" or taller since 2003.
Yeah, he's good.
And the best
he's
vertical
good
for any linebacker since 2005.
A lot of mocks have the Giants taking him at 5. We'll kind of see how when we fix the Giants later on in the season, we'll get to them and how we can address that situation. But yeah, if he's there, a defensive head coach, I mean, he's going to be pounding that table so hard. Yeah, go get Sonny Styles. So,
and
Bryce,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about, it's not just any defensive coach. Think about when Dan Quinn's been his most successful. It was in Seattle and again with the Cows, right? Defensively, Atlanta, his defense was always trash. It's been trash so far in Washington. But what did he have in Seattle? He had a badass middle linebacker, who he still has in Washington, by the way. I think he just finally retired or died or something.
Wagner.
Yeah, but he was a shell of what he was. I mean, he's still good, but he wasn't Seattle Wagner.
It's time for him to probably move on.
Yeah, and then with Dallas, you had the ultimate joker with Parsons, which is more. I think I'd like him more to Sonny Styles as far as he can rush the passer, he can defend the pass, he can do a lot of fucking things. So that's the perfect player for a Dan Quinn system. I mean, yes, you're right. He would come in his pants so fucking fast. If that dude is sitting there at 7, I think you're spot. I think there's 0 chance that they pass him up. I don't know how you could. I don't know how you could. If they do, you might hear this from the fan base about Dan Quinn.
It's retarded or something.
But let's move on to, I love this selection here. My North Dakota State boy, Bryce Lance, in round 3 at 71. Now, you
brother of Trey Lance.
I mean, how could it get any better than that?
As long as he's not playing quarterback, he's fine.
What do you like about this kid, Longhorn?
Well, the first thing that pops off about him is athleticism. And when you look at their the depth chart of the receivers that we just pulled up, you're looking at Terry McLaurin. He's not he wins with route running, just being an awesome, polished, all-around receiver. Treylon Burks, that experiment, he actually showed a little promise last year. By the way, we give the Skins a lot of shit about.
It's amazing because the dude didn't play football for like a year and a half.
I know, and usually it goes the other way where players for the Skins go elsewhere and do better. This one went the other way, so we'll see if Trey Burks has something in that 3rd or 4th receiver row, and of course the other one is basically Luke McCaffrey. Basically, you're fucked at that point. So Bryce Lance here
too far down the McCaffrey tree at that point, like
for sure.
So far down that tree, and then
so what we do is we draft another brother of a former NFL player and hope this one works. So I just figured that out. So hopefully this one goes a little bit better. But Bryce Lance, first of all, 6'3", 200 and let's see what I got here, 204 pounds, but ran a 4.3 440. So you've got somebody that can take the top off. And if you go back to Jaden Daniels' first year with the Redskins and even his last year at LSU, the deep ball is one of his, just the best thing about him. Dropping that deep ball into the bucket. Now he's got a guy that can take the top off and actually stretch the defense and open things up underneath and take the pressure off of all these other players. So, unfortunately they don't have a 2nd round pick. I don't remember what that's from. Is that the Tunsil? No, Tunsil was a long time ago. I don't know why they don't have a 2nd round pick, but they don't.
Obviously, they traded for somebody awesome.
Definitely so. So you got to hit. You got to hit on some of these.
And they never get any comp picks. I don't remember the last time the Redskins had a fucking comp pick.
That's true because because they have players that go other places, but they suck so bad for the Redskins that they don't get big contracts, and you only get comp picks when you get a big contract somewhere else. So yeah, I guess that does actually make sense.
Yeah, they never get them. All right. So we like Trey Lance's brother, which look, man, Trey Lance was a great athlete. There's no doubt about that. He's just not a good quarterback.
And when you watch the film on Bryce Lance, just real quick to tie him up, you remember the Watson, the kid, the receiver for Green Bay?
Yep.
The tall from Notre Dame. When I watch tape, he looks just like Watson, except more polished. Because well, actually, Watson's a really good player when he plays. He's fucking awesome. So that's the good comp for Bryce. Like, just think of Christian Watson for Green Bay. If they can get that level of player here in the third round, that's a home run for this offense, and we're going
100%, especially if he can stay on the field. All right, you got Desmond Claiborne from Wake Forest. The what is they? They're the why am I blanking?
The Demons?
Demon Deacons.
Yeah. So Deacons. Yeah, not demons. That would be horrible.
Demon Deacons. That's what they are.
Yeah, and I'll just put a caveat on this one because at this specific spot, I needed to give him a running back. Obviously, it came down to Desmond Claiborne or Seth McGowan was available too. Now these are two completely different running backs, so it's like and then the fact that they brought in who was it Rashard White in free agency, maybe Seth McGowan would have actually been the better pick here because Claiborne at 5'10", 188 pounds, he's your little, your pass catcher. So actually, I think Seth McGowan would have been better. 6 foot, 223 pounds. He's got more of a workhorse type build. But either way, it's unfortunate they don't have a second or even fourth round. Look, they don't even have a fourth. It's first, third, and fifth. So it's unfortunate they don't have a second or a fourth because that's where a lot of those second tier running backs. That's where your Jaden Price from Notre Dame is going. That's where your Mike Washington from Arkansas 4.3 in the 40. That's where they're going. They could really, really use one of those players in that second or fourth round. But you get down to the fifth round and it's you're slim pickings.
So who's your top three running backs, real quick?
I know the top two are obviously the Notre Dame guys. Let me see who I got at number 3 as of right now. Oh, as of right now, Emmett Johnson. I'm not backing off. And Emmett Johnson this is running back out of Nebraska. He had a horrible combine, and all that means is someone's going to get a steal in probably the 4th or 5th round now, when he should be a second, maybe early third type running back. So Emmett Johnson, I still love him. His athleticism got dinged and knocked. Put on the fucking tape. Okay, you see athleticism, and now unless it's just horrible, like he ran a 4.6. Okay, I get that, but it wasn't that bad. It just wasn't what people thought it was going to be. We thought he was going to be like a 4.4 running back. He came in like a 4.56. That's going to ding him, but he's still my number 3.
Okay, well,
he wasn't available, by the way, or I would have slam dunked him in right here for sure.
I was just curious about that. All right, moving on. You got a Wildcat behind the wheel there at center. Jaeger. Love you, Jaeger.
I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it doesn't even matter.
If that was my name, that's how I pronounce it. I promise you that.
Jägermeister Burton?
Probably drinks a lot of Jaeger, being a big fat center from Kentucky. Kentucky's been, they've been the sieve of the SEC for quite some time, but you like this player enough to at least put his name on the board in the 6th round. Why is that?
Yeah, and I when I was doing this, there's actually another Kentucky player that I was hoping was going to be here, and it's a guard that would have just been a slam dunk, and his name is Farmer, I think. I'm drawing a blank on, but I've got a 5th round guard that's probably going to end up being a 4, 5, 6, 7 year starter in the NFL, and that's Farmer for Kentucky. But here with this pick, and I don't have. Do you have his? It might take me a while to get down to his level. Do you have his measurables and athleticism score pulled up?
Let's see.
This will take me a minute because we're in the 6th we're in the 6th round here, so this is gonna take a little while. And they don't make it easy on some of these to search.
They surely don't.
Oh, there's Farmer.
And
I got
NFL
Farmer.
Combine website.
Let's see. What's his name?
got Farmer.
Jägermeister Burton. Jägermeister Burton.
Jägermeister.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time finding them. This actually will be who the Redskins pick then, because this looks like a horrible pick. So this one might be rubber stamped by the Redskins. You can almost put it down for sure. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to the NFL's Combine website is moving really slow.
No, everything's
Too many
moving
cookies,
slow.
apparently. All right, well, let's move on then to we got a Texas boy, DJ Campbell. We also got him in the 6th round. Thank God they have 2 6th-round picks. You know,
and I plugged those in just because we need offensive line depth, specifically in that middle of the offensive line. Like I said, now when you're drafting the 6th round, if one of these guys can come in and just be an average to slightly below average starter, that's a win. Now DJ Campbell, 6'5", 313 pounds. He ran horrible, but you know, he's a big fat guard with a lot of power and heavy hands.
He's a guard.
Exactly. So these 2 picks were just like, look, we need depth. We need dart throws to get possibly better. And same thing for just to finish it up in the 7th round, Robert Spears Jennings. He's just a dart throw, more of a box safety, you know, than a free safety. So a guy that's going to come down and be better, much better in run sport. You're probably not going to get much of anything out of him in the pass defense. But you know, again, with the Redskins and the lack of draft picks that they had, you need to nail the top of this draft. Throw your darts at the end and hope that your free agency additions on defense.
Good thing we got the right team to do that.
Well, look, man, they made a lot of. Look at it this way: they put a lot of effort to making the defense better in free agency, and they have the offensive rookie of the year from 2 years ago coming back. Surround him with Bryce Lance. The one of the running backs in the 5th round. Hopefully you can maneuver and get someone in the 3rd round or the 4th round. I don't know, but you know, just there's some upside here. I'm not saying I'm going to be picking them to win, 8, 9, 10 games, but you can squint and see them because they're going to have they have a 3rd place or a 4th place schedule. Did they get last in that division?
No, they were.
No, because Giants are 5th. So they got a 3rd place schedule, and this is how this happens. This is how it happens. You got one of the better quarterbacks when healthy coming back, 3rd place schedule, bunch of additions on defense.
Jaeger Burton.
Yeah.
40 time 4.94. Burt 28, 9'3" broad. Raw athleticism actually graded out as a green 83. The NFL on their IQ, so above average athleticism for a center. That's pretty good.
There you go.
83. Actually, that's the 2nd best athletic grade of any center they have on the board here. Now this is participating in the combine. So Logan Jones at 87, the Iowa boy.
I like it. I really like him too.
So that's number 1. Now his 87. So 83, 87. So he was 2nd best of that. Now production wise, Jaeger, he didn't have a lot of production because too much Jaeger, you know what I mean? 54 on that. So definitely graded dead last as far as production from the people that they graded at the combine. 6'4", 1 inch, 312 pounds. So decent size though for a center and good athlete.
Yeah.
And really big wingspan, over 8 foot wingspan. That's not bad for center.
Okay. Well, we nailed it. That we just fixed you, Redskins. We just fixed you.
All right, let's move on to those. Let's go Buffalo. We're trying to do one shitty team and one good team that just needs a little push, to the finish line. Now, as far as like over/under wins,
no, not
Skins are sitting at 7.5. Buffalo sitting in a robust 10.5 already in the Vegas marketplace. So about even money on Buffalo, either way you want to go there. So I think it's a fair rating. Skins 7.5, a little bit of juice to the over last time I looked at it. Now looking at the Bills, just setting them up from last year, if you look at their offense, success rating wise, 4th best in the league. No, sorry, that's rushing success rate. Overall, 6th best in the league, success rating wise. 4th in rushing the ball. They finally did what we've been telling them to do for years and get good at running the ball. They're very good at running the ball now. 7th best of the pass. You still have John Wayne. So overall, again, top 10 offense. No issues on that side of the ball as far as production standpoint. Now, Longhorn will break into the roster in a second. Defensively, we look overall success rate. Buffalo was the 12th best defense in the league at success rates. Their pass defense was 6th best dropback success rate, and their rush defense, that has to be where they were lacking a little bit. Yep. Oh, a little bit. Jesus Christ. 25th. Barely better than Cincinnati. But
remember, they're one of the teams that does.
They're one of those teams that does. They let you run the ball. Yeah.
That needs to change.
Well, I mean, if you're going to let somebody run the ball, I mean, they were 6th best against the pass. So I can't say that it didn't counterbalance itself because it did work out as far as throwing the ball. Now, if you look at their drive success rates, we'll go over that real quick. The series success. On offense, they were the 2nd best team in the league, 78.8% series conversion rate, 66.2% first down, 12.5% first down, and that's 471 drives. Pretty impressive there. Defense, they ended up about what you'd think they would. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish you had these numbered. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12th success rate, 11th series success, so about where you would imagine them. 70.3% series conversion allowed there. 60.1% first down, 10.1% touchdown. So again, they have a level of defense, Longhorn, that we've seen that you can win.
But also they're changing everything on defense. New coach, slightly new scheme. So it's gonna, it's hard to take from one.
It's a 12-win team, so we're not talking about anything's broken. Obviously, they're going to be good on both sides of the ball. They were. Could they be better on defense? Yeah, they could, but their defense was good enough already.
That's why we're going to send them to the Super Bowl. Well, see, that's what we're doing. We're sending Buffalo to the Super Bowl. So do you have any more on the rosters before we pull them up and kind of see where some holes are?
No, that's about all I had. So again, you're talking about a team that's obviously top 5 offense, a little bit better than average on defense. So again, 12 wins. You got John Wayne. God damn it, Longhorn. Please end the suffering of these
we're going to.
Poor Bills fans, for Christ's sake.
We're going to. And let's just start with the fact that they switched coaches. So the 5-year window reopens for Josh Allen and a coach because if not, they're dead. Because we know if you're a coach and a quarterback combo for the first 5 years, you don't go to the Super Bowl, you ain't going. So thank God the window opened back up and we can freely put Josh Allen back into the Super Bowl. Let's start with the defense because, again, this is a place where they need some help. They added 3 starters on the defense, maybe even 4 with the Geno Stone. We'll see how that works out. But Bradley Chubb coming in, I really like this. People are poo-pooing this one. He was coming off an injury 2 years ago and only had I think it was like 5 sacks. But last year, fully healthy, I think he had 8 or 10 sacks. Played his best since pre-injury, pre-Achilles or ACL or whatever he had. So I like the upside of this. Didn't cost him a whole hell of a lot. And you pair him with Greg Rousseau, and now you got a really good 1-2 combo on pass rush. Now let's look at the defensive line. And this is a 3-4. We're not exactly sure. I think that's what they're going to run. But you got TJ Sanders, Deion Walker, the 2 players they drafted last year. And if you remember this time last year, Bo Stevens, I was talking about their draft is a draft that could have kept their window open. I really loved their draft last year, especially on defense. And you're going to start to see the rewards from that because TJ Sanders had a really good year. Deion Walker, who I poo-poo on me because I said you can't draft this guy. He had back injury issues. He was a fucking monster a fucking monster they got in the fourth round last year. So you add those two with Ed Oliver, and you got the makings of what could start being a really good young defensive line. Throw in Landon Jackson, who you see there, who was another draft pick last year in 2025, who I loved coming out of Arkansas. And they got him playing more 3-4 defensive end, which makes sense because he's a big old boy. I think he was 6'6", 275. I could see them trying to kick him inside. Maybe he's not suitable in his 3-4 to do the stand-up pass rusher. Either way, loved him coming out too. So that's 3 players from last year's draft that are ready to take off in year 2 for this defense. Like I said, you added Chubb, you added C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Their quarterback was their first-round pick.
Good point. I'm just assuming that Harrison's going to be an awesome player because he was their first one. So yeah, I loved their defensive draft last year, and hopefully this year it can start to really pay off with some rewards.
I don't think that they're playing by the same rules though, because obviously you're not supposed to have that many players on your team that you draft. The Redskins have set that precedent.
Yeah, well, remember
seems that Buffalo is doing some insider trading or some Pelosi shit.
No. No. What happened was we went from a bad organization to now a good one. So it's like bad, good, cursed, still cursed,
both very cursed.
Yeah, still both cursed, but we're gonna fix it. Just to finish up their additions, love the D. Alford and the C.J. Gardner-Johnson additions. Low money, have had really good seasons and really bad seasons. You know, so these are dart throws. What are you gonna get out of those two? If you get them at their best, if they fit perfectly with this defense, you get them at their best. Oh man, we already fixed the secondary in free agency. Geno Stone, nice little dart throw to back up Cole Bishop. We'll see what he's got. But you know, looking not too bad on defense. And then we'll see what the offensive. It literally they added nothing but DJ Moore, which is the only thing that they needed. So it's the same offense minus left guard. They do have a left guard hole to fill. Alec Anderson was not the starter last year. So they do have They have 4 out of 5 starters coming back on the offensive line. Added DJ Moore to a receiving core that honestly probably needs a little bit more. But everything else is the same. The 2 tight ends, Kincaid and Knox, familiarity with Josh Allen, running back Cook. So I love the addition of DJ Moore. Bocephus, I don't know how you feel about it. I think he's the second piece they need the third piece to this receiving core, but I think he's a great second piece to go along with Khalil to round out those offense.
I love the addition of DJ Moore. They need one more. They got to get somebody better than Joshua Palmer.
Well, it was supposed to be Keenan Coleman, who you see here buried on the depth. Like that should be Keon Coleman, but this dude, you know, it's well documented that we don't know if he's loves football. We don't know if he's committed. So they got to move on and find something better there. But left guard, receiver, that's about all you need on this offense. And you got John Wayne anyway, so you're never going to need a lot. But roster looks really good. Really, really good.
All right. So how are we going to make it better?
All right. And since I haven't looked at this in a couple of days, I'm curious too. So let's see what I did. Oh shit, I got Bryce Lance in this one too. That is so weird. I did not do these at the same time, so this is just the way it fell. That's interesting. I didn't know that, or I probably would have done something different. My apologies.
The Longhorn really likes Bryce Lance.
And I do, so that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, he's still there.
For him to play for both teams at the same time, but maybe
you know what I can pull it off. You know what I can do on the next one? Next time we do a bad team, good team, I'll put both them in the same one, so this doesn't happen that way.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, at the same time.
Because you got Damon Claiborne playing for the Bills as well.
Okay.
Look, Longhorn's got a double. Like, are they going to have joint practices? How does this work? Now I'm confused about the whole.
We'll make sure this doesn't happen again. But this is a sneak preview into the players that I really like because, like, you know, when you're doing mock drafts, you're gonna be biased to people you like. So we don't talk about Bryce Lance anymore. But with that said, how about that fit with DJ Moore, Shakir, and the 2 tight ends? Like,
I love that.
I love that a lot. But let's talk about Peter Woods, who I can't believe he fell to 26 in this. Actually, I can, because you'll see him sometimes falling even out of the first round, which I think is insane. But you plug him in. This is a guy that could have been a top 5, top 10 pick had he come out last year and not went back to Clemson. So you're getting a top 10 type talent that fell to you at 26, and it's a position that I just talked about how good they were in potential on the defensive line. Why not add one more disruptor, pass rushing, instant pressure from that inside to help your outside guys too. So love that a lot. I don't know if you want to talk about
on the Draft Central, just to show everybody how good Longhorn is. He's the number 1 rated defensive tackle. Overall score at a 79. Athleticism 76, which is above average. 81 in production, which is the best. Well, second best to Lee Hunter, the monster from Tech. It's got DJ's top 50. He's got Lee Hunter 34, Peter Woods 35. So DJ has him second in this group. But as far as how they grade them at the combine, he graded out at 79. Lee Hunter graded out at 73. 6'2 and a half, 298. 7'6 wingspan. So a little bit shorter on the arms.
Yeah, he did get the short arm knock, which I don't give 2 fucks about defensive tackles and short arms. That doesn't mean anything to me.
No, you need to have short arms to like stay inside those guards.
Yeah, it's a leverage position.
Yeah. So overall, though, obviously the combine grade loves him a lot. So we've talked about Bryce Lance. So Bo Stevens, he spells his name wrong, so that's strike 1. I don't like that at all.
Which one, the Bo or the Stevens?
I'll let the Stevens pass.
Because Stevens could be a with a V. So, we love V around
Stevens.
Here. We love V.
Maybe that's Steffens. I don't know. Maybe it's Bo Steffens.
If he pronounces Steffens, I never would have drafted him. But he's a good Iowa boy, so I bet he pronounces it the right way.
Well, he spells Bo gay, so that's not good. But tell us about the gay Bo Stevens.
Apologies to all the Bows out there who spell it this way. No, 6'5", 315 pounds, graded out at 85.1 his, I don't know if it's his senior year, but his last year at Iowa. And look, we talk about this every year. I hate helmet scouting, but I do it all the time. He's an Iowa offensive lineman. What do you want me to do? Iowa offensive lineman. You just take him. We're talking about a 4th-round pick here. Now he is a exclusive left guard. So, and, when I was kind of like looking for, we're in the 4th round here on a roster that doesn't have a lot of instant needs. Get you a guy that could possibly step in day 1 in the 4th round and hold his own and fill the only other spot that you have to fill. So that's kind of why I went with Bo Stevens there from Iowa.
He graded out as average as far as the draft 73, just for perspective. I can't pronounce that guy's name. Ione is his last name.
Oh, Vega?
From Penn State, yeah.
Yeah, he's the first round.
He graded as an 80, and he's number 12 on DJ's top 50. And then Chase Bison, I don't know, he's an Aggie boy.
A&M, yeah.
He graded out 77, so he's 49 in DJ's top 50. So this kid's sitting at 7, which again, you've got him in the 4th round, so that checks out.
Yep,
that checks out.
And then again, we're going the rest 5, 6. There 2 5th rounds, a 6th round, and a 7th round. For a team that doesn't have a lot of needs, you're just kind of like BPA. But let's just take best player available, not worry too much about needs at that point.
Your boy Adams, the other Aggie boy, he graded out higher than Bo Stevens did. Probably because he spells his name gay, but regardless, he graded out 75. So he might not have been.
He might not have been available.
Well, no, you have him in the 6th round.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, Jesus, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he graded out 75 overall, 6'4 and a half. No, sorry, 6'5 and a half. 75 overall. Excuse me.
I remember why I drafted him because he's specifically a right guard, and they drafted Osiris Torrance in the 2nd round a few years ago, and he is just not. He plays every snap and he grades out okay, but he's going to be coming up for a contract need pretty soon, and he's just not a guy that you should be paying second contract money to. So that was kind of like, hey, let's get a replacement for Osiris Torrance, the good old Aggie boy, big giant right guard. So that's why I did that one.
He is a giant, 6'5 and a half, 314. His wingspan is 8.5 feet. Good God Almighty.
Yep. And then Caleb Alarms,
and he had 10-inch hands. This man is a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a heavy-handed offensive guard. Like he has no other. He can only play right guard. So he's not position, flexible at all. But Caleb Alarms Orr. By the way, Bocephus, the hyphenated last name is becoming a thing, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the African names that are hard to pronounce. We got 2 hyphenated last name players on just this sport alone. Like, what is going on here? Let's stop with the hyphenated. Just pick one. I don't care if you got 2 daddies. I don't care how many moms, baby. Just pick a fucking name and go with it. Whoever came to your fucking games and watched your practices, that's the last name you go with. That's the daddy name you go with. All right, Caleb Alarms Orr. 6'2", 230 pounds. What do you want me to do? We're talking 4th round pick here. 5th round pick. Graded out really good senior year, 84.4. I don't know. It's just a dart throw.
Yeah, my dashboard. I'm trying to refresh it. It's going haywire on me again. So
We don't need to talk about a 5th round linebacker from TCU. That's nonsense. But I do want to talk about
Daquan.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I do want to talk about him. Let me pull his things up here because Daquan Wright comes in at 6'4", 255 pounds. Do you have his? Did you get his combine stuff? Because I think he did. I think he did pretty well. But anyways, his last year at Ole Miss, he had 39 catches, 5 touchdowns. The year before, 27 catches and 4 touchdowns. So his touchdown to catch ratio, I really like. Now, this is a Buffalo team that's kind of set at tight end. I get that. But Dawson Knox only signed a 1-year additional contract. And you got
him to go.
It is time. And that's what that contract says is like, hey, we're kind of coming down to the end. Let's do one more shot to get this thing done, and then I'll go somewhere else. So you need the replacement. I gave him Daquan Wright because I liked his athleticism. Watching him, he's one of the players that I saw obviously play in the playoffs and popped. And you're talking 7th round, so that's why I kind of gave him to Buffalo there. So congratulations, Buffalo. We sent you to the Super Bowl.
He did not participate in anything in the combine. However, they got him graded out his production at 77. His overall, I guess they're grading athleticism, just what they saw on tape. Overall grade 76. That's tied for 3rd best tight end in this draft, according to this dashboard. Now, this is a tight end light draft, we'd say.
Yeah, but when you just watch the game. I mean, you watch a lot of Ole Miss. I mean, you can see it. He's big. He's large and he gets open and he makes.
Yeah, he plays well in space, and I like that. That's the reason why I fell in love with Kincaid, who they have.
But he's completely different than Kincaid. Like this guy's an inline. Kincaid is your split tight end.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
They're definitely different, but I get what you're saying.
6'3.5", 246, decent sized hands, big wingspan, 7'8". So pretty big.
Are those updated measurements? I got 6'4", 255.
This is from the NFL Draft Central, but again, he didn't measure. Well, I guess this is his measurements at the combine, but he didn't participate in anything else in the combine except for the measurements. So that's what they officially list him at.
A little bit smaller than I would like, but
they did not use the Kyler Murray tape on this guy. That's unfortunate.
Well, do you know that I heard a story about why? This is funny. Why the measurements, especially with arm length, come out different for different players. And they'll go to the pro day and they'll get like another half inch, sometimes a full inch more on their like wingspan. And it's because they don't have the combine doesn't have like these professional measuring type people. They have just scouts that are just there working. Like you see the guys doing the drills, they're just dudes. And the story I heard was some of these giants are so big and some of these like scouts are like normal sized dudes like us, and they can't really, they're like stretching and are you at the exact right? Because remember, if you're a fraction off, you're a half inch off, that could send you a whole round lower if you're just a half inch off or a full inch off. So I heard that story and I just fucking laughed because like, all right, yeah, some of these dudes are 6'7", 6'8". If you get a guy like me trying to measure their fucking wingspan, good luck. I can't do that. So that's why you get
someone else to hold the tape. Like, hey, you hold that in, I'll stretch
it
over here.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
That is funny. I think they probably had like somebody that was 5'4" trying to measure Kyler Murray's height. That's why they stretched him that extra 2 inches. They couldn't really see. Like Kind of looks like 5'11".
Now, why is that not televised? We show all this other shit. Why do we not televise the measurements?
Sometimes they do the height part of it.
Oh, they do? I've never seen that.
Yeah, sometimes they will. But they don't. You're right. They usually don't. But some of it is tapes.
There's some fuckery there. There's some fuckery.
I mean, we said it at the time, I texted you this the other day. Nothing pisses me off more than when we've been saying something for years, and all of a sudden when it becomes vogue to say it, the memes go fucking crazy. And the Kyler Murray midget memes, like all the memes of like little midgets getting thrown around a wrestling ring. It's like Justin Jefferson to Kyler Murray the first time he overthrows him in practice. It's like the Undertaker stomping a midget wrestler into the ground. Like, yeah, we've been calling him the circus midget literally since the day he was drafted. I mean, we talked about it at the time. I know somebody that took a picture with him. This person is 5'10" and towered over Kyler Murray when he was a senior in high school. Now, could he have grown an inch or two? Maybe.
He had that college growth spurt.
Yeah, because he looked so big at A&M and Oklahoma. He looked like a monster out there.
Some people get the college 15. Some people get the college 2 inches. You know, it happens, I guess.
Gave a lot of girls the college 2 inches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. you get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
What you get. You don't throw a fit. That's right.
That's how it works. So, do you think that we fixed the Redskins and we sent Buffalo to the Super Bowl, or do you think that like there was some picks there that I don't know if I'd go that direction? Or
I mean, I don't look.
I know you don't get into as much as I do, so it's probably not fair to ask at this point. But
well, the bottom line is you can't go wrong with picking Sonny Styles. I mean, you can. He could be a bust. Who knows? But if he's there, you can't not pick that dude. Like if Love's off the board, because you have two glaring needs with the Redskins. One, you can't run the ball. The other one, you can't stop the run. What helps you run the ball? The possible generational talent of a Love from Notre Dame, if he lives up to the hype, or the possible generational talent of a Sonny Styles, a fly around, do everything linebacker, if he lives up to the hype. Either one of those guys, and you are full steam ahead on your two biggest weaknesses. So either one of those picks, I don't think Love gets there. I think you're right, or the computer was right, or whatever. He gets picked before then.
Yeah, well,
you got to go Styles. Other than that, just the limitations of what the Redskins draft picks are, I think you nailed on the head. They did their best work in free agency. How much more they could add from that with a third and a fifth and a couple of sixths.
They're gonna have to move around. They're just gonna have to move around. If let's say Styles is sitting there, which would be hard to move off of that, I get that. But if someone to just blow you away with an offer to come up to 7,
can't move off that. This is his last year. Like he has to make.
And you're probably right. You're probably right. And that was the one thing I wanted to add is like this year, I'm kind of like breaking things down to doing something new because I'm picking who in the first round. How many possible Hall of Famers are there? And I've only got 3 so far that I've pegged as possible Hall of Famers in this first round. And Styles is one of them. He just is one of them because like you just don't get that kind of athleticism and football tape at the same time. So he's one of them. I had Freeling, the offensive tackle, as another one, and Love, the running back. Love is my other possible Hall of Famer. So in the first round, if you got a Hall of Fame possible type player, you kind of got to take them.
Well, not only that, like I said, if you're Dan Quinn, you're on your 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 years. Now you got rid of Coach Bro for your offense. You got
maybe he should take over defense again. I don't know, just a thought. If you're going to go down fucking doing it your way.
He will. That's his whole plan.
Yeah.
But you've seen where they spent the money. It's on defense. He's like, hey, if you're going to fire me, I want all my bullets in the fucking chamber to fire back. So we're going to go down. He's going to go down swinging. They spent all their money on free agency on the defense side, which was obviously granted. Taking that guy in the first round at that position, 100%. I think you're one. If he's there, I would bet both of our houses that is the pick. Like, there's no way that they don't do that.
Now, if he's not there, I would not hate a trade down at all, because if you trade down in that later first round, even in the second round, you got a lot of receivers there available. A lot of receivers available in that second round. You go down, you get you a David Boston or somebody in the second round, plug him in, and now we add that
awesome
third.
for the Cardinals.
Now you got me wondering if that's not David Boston. I always get this wrong. What's the Boston kid for Washington receiver? Is it not David?
No.
Whatever. The Boston kid for Washington receiver. You could grab him. Now you pick up an extra second and a third. Now you can start go. Now maybe you get a Jadeon Price in the second round and plug in that. Now you got a receiver running back combo to put around Daniel. So now we're really cooking. So yeah, Styles, if he's there, yeah, you take him because he's the possible Hall of Famer for a defense coach. But if he's not there, look for the Redskins to possibly trade down and try to pick up some capital.
He literally could be the Micah Parsons job-saving piece for Dan Quinn. Like, he could be that kind of impact player. Again, if he lives up to the billing, we never know. It's always a fucking crapshoot. Yeah. But all you can go off of is the information you have. And like Lauren said, he blows you away on tape. He went to the combine and did things I didn't think were possible. And obviously nobody's done for fucking 25 years.
Like outrunning receivers?
It's fucking insane.
I mean, he outran Hamilton, the safety for Baltimore, who when he came out was like, oh my God, can you believe this guy's 6'3", 205 pounds and ran a – and then you put him – you simulcast him and fucking Styles is just like lapping his ass. And for like, what? Who is this?
Exactly. Now, you did just touch on something I want to bring up. You said the other Hall of Fame was Freeling?
Yeah, I just think I'm way higher on Freeling than most people. I think Freeling's going to be an all-pro, perennial all-pro, left tackle, one of the few pure left tackles in this class. There's a lot of right tackles. There's a lot of tackles that can kick into guard, but there's not a whole lot of pure left tackles in this draft, and I think Freeling is just phenomenal. I'm way higher on him than most people.
You definitely are. Now, he's graded out as an 81, which is... 1, 2. It's tied for third with Lamu from Utah, but Spencer Fano from Utah graded out at 91.
And Fano is one of my favorite players in this draft, but he's got the short arms. He's right tackle only, and might even have to play inside. They tried him out at center and guard at the combine because they were worried about his short arms. They wanted to see how he worked at center and guard.
His arms are short. You're right, 32, but his wingspan's over 8 feet.
Look, I think he's going to play right tackle. I think he's going to be just fine. But he's in that Rashawn Slater category because Rashawn Slater had on the shorter side arms.
Yeah.
And in that draft, I said Rashawn Slater would be an all-pro guard or a Pro Bowl tackle. And I don't think he's made an all-pro as a tackle. He's made Pro Bowl. So I'm kind of looking to where I was right on that. I don't know if he would have made all-pro at guard. We don't know. But I see Fano the same way. He can be a Pro Bowl type tackle, right tackle, or you put him at guard or even center. Dude, just fucking, you're talking all-pro level now.
His athleticism grade was a 90, and his production grade is the highest I've seen on any of these charts. It's an 85. You just got him the blue star, so that's how he gets the 91 over on 6'5.5", 9-inch hands, a little over 8 foot wingspan. But he's not number one on DJ. DJ's board. He's got the kid from Miami, Francis.
Yeah, Maldonado. I just don't. And I told you that when they played in the playoffs, and I said I was really going to watch him. And I remember just watching it. I'm like, I don't see first tackle. Like, that's not when I watch these tackles like on tape. I didn't see it from him. And the fact that they're talking about maybe kicking him into guard makes a lot of sense because he doesn't have those pure, and he only plays right tackle, so he's not a pure left tackle. So you're talking about a guy in the top 3 that's not a pure left tackle. That's rich to me.
Well, the Draft Central IQ board agrees with you because he's at 77. He's DJ's number 10 overall player. He's ahead of Fano, and he's got his third best. DJ's third best is Blake Milner.
Yeah, Clemson. Yeah.
He graded at 82, which is a tick above your boy Freeling.
He's another one that's pure left tackle. So I don't mind Blake Miller. Taking
6'6.5". That's a big boy.
Yeah. Well, Freeling's 6'7" or something.
6'7", 315. Yeah, and they're both. He's 8'3" is Miller, and Monroe's 8'4" wingspan. So huge fucking wingspans in these guys.
But when you watch Freeling, just to get back to him, he just has that natural knee bend and perfect sets every time, and he blocks people on the move. I watched him. I was like, yeah, there's your best offensive lineman in the draft. I mean, I don't care what other people are saying. There's your best offensive lineman in the draft.
And one thing so the 40 time is one thing, but I think I saw, I can't remember who did the study on it, but since they've started clocking your actual miles per hour that you run, in other words, like what's your fastest when you're at your best, how are you moving? That's actually, that equates better to when you talk about offensive linemen, because I guess it just goes to their, I don't know if it's their explosiveness or whatever that relates to. I have no idea. But he had the fastest mile per hour, 20.32 miles per hour is what he hit.
Good. Freeling.
Holy
shit.
You imagine a 6'7" guy running at you 20 miles an hour?
I'm telling you, man. That's why I put him as a possible Hall of Famer. I mean, if the Rams get him at 13, like that's 10-year starter, and just plug him in. So I don't know. I just love him more than most people.
20.32 miles an hour. Good God Almighty! How are these? It's so funny. We say this every year. We watch these guys. Like, I don't understand how we're the same species as these people, because like we are, but like they just look like a different thing. They're not the same as us. Like they're not built the same. They don't move the same.
That's why we love it. That's what you're watching the gods. It's like watching the gods. It's that's why we love the game. But the best part is we get to talk shit about them from our safe little studio here, and they can't do anything about it.
Unless one of us actually does get drafted, then we're in a world of shit.
Well, I told you, I'm red flag. Too pretty.
Oh my God, 23. I mean, the only time I've ever ran 20 miles or went 20 miles an hour is in a fucking car. Holy shit, 20 miles an hour.
He can move. He's a big old boy.
I just got to get to the wide receivers just real quick. Oh, fuck. Of course, it's going to fuck up. Never mind. I was just going to look at the wide receivers who hit the fastest time. I know it's usually like the 23s or whatever.
Yeah, I bet you it is. Wonder who that would be. Because this draft is weird with wide receivers. It's not a lot of the blazers at the top, like Lemon for USC. He's not a speed guy. Tate from Ohio State. He's not a speed guy. Ran a 4.540, I think. Trying to think of who would be the actual. Maybe Zachariah Branch, the little guy from Georgia, who's fucking. He's gonna go into the second or third round and be an instant slot starter for somebody. But I don't know who would have graded out the highest.
Pull back up now. See if I can sort this. Little fucking.
I bet Concepcion is up there. Oh, Bryce Lance, the guy I just put in to two. He ran a 4.340, so he's definitely going to be up there.
Brennan Thompson for Mississippi State, 24 miles an hour.
And he is
ran a 4.26.
Good Lord, 5'9", 170. He's projected in the fourth, fifth round range. So, if you're looking for a slot guy that can do some things for everybody, yeah, that's really. Does it have a list? Who's next?
Yeah, who was your guy?
I figured.
Dakota?
Well, yeah, Lance for sure.
22.73 miles an hour. That's moving pretty good. He ran a 4.34.
And what about my boy from Georgia, Zachariah Branch?
22.75 miles an hour. So 22.73 for Bryce Lance, 22.75 for Zachariah.
Okay.
For Lance, and then 22.75 for Branch. So Branch just a tick.
And the other one that I said,
Bryce Lance ran the faster 40 at 4.34, and Branch ran the 4.35, even though his top speed was a little bit higher.
Yeah, and Lance is also 6'3", 205 pounds. So he's a big boy. What about Concepcion was my other one that I figured probably topped out pretty high.
I thought he was going to top out pretty high too, but he didn't.
Really?
See. I thought he ran a decent time. Where's he at even?
It's Denzel Boston, not David Boston. Jesus.
Jeez. Where is he at? Concepcion. Come on. Can't be that hard to find him. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard for me to find him, but I'm surely not finding him.
I don't have speeds on here, so he only came in at 5'11", 190 on the one I'm looking at.
Did he not run? Could have swore you were.
I don't remember seeing him, but who knows? Let's see if the draft profile shows it. No, I don't have any advanced analytics on him.
I don't see him on this list at all. I know he was there. I saw him. I know he did the. I know for a fact he did the gauntlet because that was everybody talked about the drops.
He didn't drop any.
He didn't drop a single thing, and he said that his drops were 100% concentration, and he took onus of that. And he said he just wasn't always locked in.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, if you watched him play, he did drop a lot of those smoke screens, which that is all concentration.
Yeah, but okay, you drop a couple and you fix that. If it goes all year long, that's a pattern. Chris Brazell
drops balls.
Chris Brazell, another giant Tennessee receiver that ran probably a 4.3 40. I bet you he's up there too. Every year we get one of these receivers from Tennessee.
See Scholar Bell. I don't see any more. The only Tennessee wide receiver I see that ran. Oh, Brazell. Sorry, right here. 22.59. He ran a 4.37.
Jeez,
so he's 6'4", 198 pounds. Good God.
I know. Remember last year?
8-foot wingspan and a 9-inch hand.
That means last year they had Dante Thornton and Chris Brazell both coming in at 6'4", 6'5", 200 pounds. Both were into 4.3 40. Like in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh,
and their quarterback stunk.
Yeah. Well, look, they produce receivers, not quarterbacks.
They definitely don't produce quarterbacks, that's for sure. Unless you want to count Joe Milton.
Oh, geez. Oh, boy. All right, let's get out of here. Right. We'll pick, maybe we'll do, maybe we'll fix, who do we want to fix next? The Jets?
This is your bus, boss.
You want to fix the Jets? They got multiple first-round picks. That'd be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
Now, when you say fix the Jets, we're going to send them from, 3 wins to 5-ish?
I think their over-under is actually kind of high. It's like 5.5 or something like that.
We're gonna. This is off season, so we're in positive mode. We're sending you to 6 wins just from the draft. We'll fix the Jets next.
100% improvement.
And then on the good side, who are we going to send to the Super Bowl? We will send.
Let's send the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Let's send the Rams to the Super Bowl like they aren't already the best team. So we're going to fix the Jets. We're going to send the Rams to the Super Bowl in the next draft pod.
All right, boys and girls. Well, that has been us or Longhorn fixing the poverty-stricken Redskins. He promises that Sonny Styles will be on the roster in 2 years, hopefully. We'll see about the rest.
He would definitely get if he's there. He's definitely getting a second contract with the Redskins. Mark it down.
I mean, look, if it was any other team, I'd say, of course, why are we even talking about this? But with him, who fucking knows? Man?
You save it 5 years from now. Pull the tape. Second contract. Washington Redskins. Sonny Styles.
He's going out on a limb that the most athletic linebacker ever will get a second contract with the team.
Hey man, future Hall of Famer, possible.
Hey man, I love the kid. I love him. I think it's a slam dunk pick. I think they're insane if he's there. If they don't take him. It'll be a fucking riot, I think, in DC if they don't pick him right there. And yes, the Buffalo Bills. Let's go, Buffalo. John Wayne, it's fucking time, baby. It is your fucking time.
Damn right.
Love it. And he's going to play the Rams, who Longhorn's going to send there next week when we do this or whenever we decide to do this.
That'd be a good Super Bowl. That'd be a damn good Super Bowl.
Damn good Super Bowl. The Jets, you will not come in last because that spot is reserved for the Miami Dolphins.
Not so fast. We'll see about that. We
They're
wait
sitting
till
at 4.5.
August for that. I don't give a shit. We wait till August to make our season wins predictions. We're fixing teams right now. We're not doing predictions.
Which, by the way, I kind of agree with you. I'd bet the over on 4.5 right now too. But
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, boys and girls, that has been the Football Glory Hole podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back to fix the Jets and send those Rams to the Super Bowl of Matthew Stafford off into the sunset next time for Longhorn. I am Bo Cephas. When you think about betting football, think about FGH and never. I mean, hey, again, baby. Steven Tyler, take us out, baby.